Okay. In the next session, now we start with voltage to current converter with grounded load. Let's look at the circuit first. If you look at the circuit, Vin is applied to the non-inverting terminal through resistor R1, and the output is connected to the non-inverting terminal via resistance R over here, and the current across this R is I1 and here it is I2. This two currents come at this node V1 and go through the load IL, which is grounded at one point over here. On the other input terminal, that is inverting input terminal, if you look, the two resistance R, both of value R, are connected. On one side is R is grounded and the other side the R is connected to the output terminal. So this is the circuit that we'll be referring. Now what we just studied is one terminal of the load is grounded. The load current is controlled by an input voltage. That has to be taken into account, that Vin is actually controlling the load current. Next, for analyzing the circuit, two things needs to be done. First, determine the voltage V1 at the non-inverting input terminal, and second, establish the relation between V1 and load current. Because again, if we start referring, we are doing voltage to current converter with grounded load. So again, we have to take a point that the input voltage has to be converted into output current. So we start with the KCL at node V1. KCL at node V1 is Kirchhoff's current law. We are applying at node V1. So here V1, it is I1 plus I2 should be equal to IL. That's what it is written. Writing KCL at node V1, I1 plus I2 is equal to IL. Next is I1 is equal to Vin minus V1 by R, and I2 is V0 minus V1 by R as per the circuit. If you look at I1, it is Vin minus V1 by R, and I2 is V0 minus V1 by R. So we can easily conveniently say that this I1 plus I2 is equal to IL. Now just simplifying, we can say Vin, just opening out the brackets, simplifying a bit, Vn plus V0 minus twice V1 is equal to IL R. Therefore V1 will be equal to, we have, the first point was to determine an expression for V1. So we were determining V1, that's how we determine it. V1 is equal to, just putting equation 2 in the form so that V1 equates to certain values, Vin plus V0 minus ILR by 2. Now since the op-amp is connected in non-inverting mode, here I refer non-inverting mode means the input is applied to the non-inverting terminal. So the gain of the circuit is given by the standard formula. The closed loop gain AV is 1 plus RF by R1, where RF is the feedback resistor and R1 is the input resistor. So here we have already seen in the circuit that all the resistance have the same value R. So RF and R1 over here are same, is equal to R. So the closed loop voltage gain will be AV is equal to 1 plus RF by R1 is again 1, so it is 2. Hence, if the gain is 2, then the output will be twice that of the input applied. So it is V0 is equal to twice of V1. Now V1 is again replaced, just from equation 3 we have V1 is equal to Vin plus V0 minus ILR by 2. So That's what we do over here. It is twice of V1. So by 2, twice into by 2 is obviously the 2 gets cancelled. So V0 is equal to Vn plus V0 minus ILR. Hence, just simplifying the above equation, we have Vn, V0 gets cancelled. So Vn is equal to ILR, or IL is equal to Vn by R. So this particular equation, IL is equal to Vn by R, you can see that the load current IL is a load current which depends on the input voltage Vin and the resistance R. So we have established the relation between the load current and the input voltage, and it is clearly shown that the load current is dependent upon the input voltage. Hence, input voltage gets converted into load current in some form. So it is a voltage to current converter with grounded load, because here the load is grounded. Next, the applications we have already discussed though, but the floating load conditions and grounded load conditions have different applications. Only whenever the xenodiodes or LEDs are grounded, then they can be, this particular circuit can be used for testing these xenodiodes and LEDs. One thing has to be kept in mind, that this particular circuit actually performs satisfactorily only when the load size is less than or equal to the value of R. Now, if you look at the circuit, why we say so? Here, load is over here, and these are the resistance R1. If load is, it has to be lesser than or of the almost similar values as R, because only then the current will be flowing through it and we'll have a load current that will be going to the ground. Otherwise, if this is too less and this is very high, then it acts as short, and in fact the whole resistance is the values that we get cannot be contained, and we cannot actually equate it at that level. So because we have IL is equal to Vn by R, and if R is not sufficient to hold the current, then this particular device or the circuit won't work. So this has to be kept in mind, that this circuit will perform only satisfactorily only if load size is less than equal to R. And the ICs for voltage to current converter, the standard ICs that are those are available are AD524 and LM324. This can be, you can get the pin configurations and everything from the datasheets.com. You can avail you can surf on the net. Just mention the IC number and you can get the pin details and the data sheets. Now we finish this part. Before this concluding the session, I'll just give a recheck on what you have been taught in this particular session. First, what is meant by grounded load? We have talked about it. Next, you have to find the expression for the output current in terms of input voltage for the grounded load, and then just sum up the applications of voltage to current converter. These 3 points that you need to understand, just write it down in your own copies or whatever where you are studying. Refer to the lecture and then you can just pen it down, so that you understand these are the things that you need to know after you have gone through this particular lecture.